Darren, that was very inspiring. Thank you very, very much. You answered some questions that maybe I didn't ask. Thank you. The reason I'm here today is because Scott asked me if I would come along. I wasn't very, very sure about what the mentoring was. And I said I'd like to know about it. And I realised when I came here in the last half an hour or so, I realised that what a mentor is. I can be silly, you might think I'm silly, but I think you could put a mentor on the power of an angel. And that's how I think, sometimes in your life, angels come along to help you, a mentor comes along to help you. And I was thinking about myself as well, born and bred down here in Butetown. And many years ago, when the community was quite a close community, and I realised that almost every other house, everybody down there were mentors to everybody else. Because it was a close community, looked after if anybody else's child was locked out, they'd take them in the house. Keys were hung inside the doorway, so that you could put your hand in a letterbox and open the door. Tea was ready for anybody that came in. And if anybody had any problems, everybody ride round and help them. And I realised that the greatest mentor in my life, I was fortunate, was my mother. When I was just a baby, my mother lost my father in the war, my eldest brother in the war, both seamen, and my second eldest brother in the RAF. The three of them were killed during World War II. And we lived in Pomeroy Street, just down the corner there. And somehow or other, I was quite young, 3 or 4 years old. And all I can remember of my family, I really do remember seeing my mother crying with these telegrams as they were in her hands, and a blue dressing gown. But what I remember most was the love, the cuddles, the way my remainder family treated me. I was the baby of the family. And my mother never complained or banged herself in front of us to say, why has this happened to me? Maybe of course she did it, she was devastated, she was grief-stricken. And I realised she went through a lot, losing 3 of the family. And of course my elder sisters felt that as well. And then somehow or other I grew up in a lovely family, in a lovely community, fine. And I think I thought I was probably very special. And maybe it was because I thought I was special because all the things that could happen to a family had already happened. So nothing else would happen in our family. So that's how I looked at life, and I was always happy, sort of smiling. I was smiling because somebody was either giving me a sweetie or a penny or something, And but it was because of my mother. And I began writing a book, and my daughter calls it The Everlasting Book. And the first line to my book, I sang it years ago. And it was about being called a blackie. Coming over the hill because we moved up to North Church Street. And I said that walking down the road, so the boy comes up and says, oh, you're a blackie, you'll be out down there. And I turned around, and this boy was quite scruffy, not very clean. And I turned around and I said, you're the one who's black. You're the one that's black with dirt. I'm black because that's how I was born. And he turned and he picked up a stone and went to throw it at me, so I ran all the way home. So when I got back to my house, my mother said, what are you doing? I said, no. I said, the boy there, he called me Blackie, a black. And I said to him that he was the one that was blackie because he was dirty and he should go home and wash himself. And my mother said to me, "You were wrong. You were so wrong. That little boy didn't understand. He was ignorant in what he said to you. But you're much more intelligent. And what you said to him was more the truth, and I heard." So she said, "You were wrong to answer him like that." And that was the sort of mother that I had. And as I said, with all the worries and problems she had, losing her husband and 2 sons, she still provided. She still provided and brought me up, and my brother, my sisters, well. And I really thought that, and she was my mentor, because she never turned around and said, "Oh," she never groaned and moaned about it, as we do about little things. "Oh, the television won't work, the phone's gone off, or the cars need sort of tuning." And so it wasn't until, when I was 14, my elder sister died, an illness. And I sat with her all night long, while she was in her coffin. And I thought, well, this is something else that's happened. A lot of other things happened through my life. But the worst thing that happened was almost 15 years ago, when my son, I have 3 children, when my son, the 29-year-old Sean, got killed in a car crash. And then I didn't grieve, I just went numb. It was like hell. And I went and go to the doctor's surgery. And because they give you tablets, the tablets don't help if you need someone to talk to. And I used to say to the doctor, "Would you please put me in the church? Put me in a room, a padded room, because I just wanted to go into a corner and stay there and just die." And then the guitar history nurse across the road had a coffee morning and asked me if I would please come to a coffee morning, and they were going to invite some people from the baby community. So my niece took me down to the coffee morning, and there were people there of the old community who I can say were angels, were mentors. And those people, over the few years followed, were my mentors. They would come up to me and say, "Patti, I lost my son in something. I lost my children, or something happened to me." And I realized that I wasn't the only one that had suffered so much. And that's when it comes to mentoring. And it was so wonderful to be able to go down to the Newton History Arts and find that they can talk, and then they'd say to me, "Well, are you going to sing again?" I said, "No." And eventually they said, "Well, sing for the community." So I used to started to sing for the community. So as Darren has said, it's something that's within you. People do help mentor, but what they do, and it's in all of us, that we can stand up eventually, because the sun shines, the moon shines, the days go past. I used to just sit hoping that the sun would go out, hoping that the moon would come up, hoping another day wouldn't happen. But it still happened, it still went on. And I think that was because people helped me. And that's what mentoring is all about. When someone can come to you, and you don't have to talk about what's wrong with you. They know, but they just make you feel better. Which leads me, and also, even up until recently, Scott came along from somewhere. I can mentor, and he said about my little Christmas song, he put it on his program. He gave me such a boost. And all through my life now, I found that every now and again, someone comes along and gives me a kick and a boost. Because people think, "Oh, Patti, she's happy and all that," and they don't realise what's behind. So I realised that I am, and I will be, and I must be like a mentor, because I can still smile, and I can still stand up, and I can still see another day. So when you're down and troubled, and you need some loving care, and nothing is going right, hold your head together and your door. You just call out my name, and I know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you've got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You've got a friend. Because I thought it was because when I sing, I feel a light. So maybe you'd like to sing with me. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I want everybody to sing with me. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine,